Beautiful boxing fans, my fellow beautiful fight fan. Canelo Alvarez, one of the greatest fighters of all time, the man that just did an interview with Mike Coppinger in the Ring magazine, and the man dropped some gems, and I'm gonna make a few videos about what the man said. Now, the man said in this interview that this fight will simply be the biggest fight in boxing history. And I agree. I completely agree, and I've been saying this. And let me tell you why. I'm gonna drop the link of the interview in the description. You can check it out, watch it, analyze it, and please let me know your thoughts. Beautiful fight fans, I absolutely love hearing from you guys. Let's talk about it. The reason why, in my opinion, and in Canelo's opinion, and in Turki Al-Sheikh's opinion, and in many others' opinions, this will be the biggest fight in the history of boxing. Why? I'm gonna tell you my opinion first. Listen, I have never watched as much tape as I have in the past 3 weeks. Probably in the last 3 weeks, I've watched more tape than I have in my entire life. I've watched every single Canelo fight available on YouTube, and I have watched every single Crawford fight available on YouTube plenty times when it comes to both men. I watched that Jaime Munguia fight probably like 7-8 times. I've watched that Velasquez fight. I've watched that Majimov fight. I've watched that Spence fight more than 3 to 4 times. I mean, that Spence fight alone, since it happened, I've probably watched it more than 30 times. One of my favorite fights ever. If only you knew. But let's get back to the main point. And after watching so much tape of Canelo and so much tape of Crawford, I came to this conclusion. Hear me out. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are the two greatest fighters my eyes ever saw. I'm going to be honest. Canelo Alvarez is the greatest pressure fighter / counter puncher. When he mixes both together, he's the greatest fighter to ever do it. When you talk about being a pressure fighter / counter puncher, when he mixes both, he's the greatest ever at doing that. And Crawford is simply the most dynamic fighter my eyes ever saw. Ever saw. Let's talk about it. This is the first reason why this will be, and this is, the biggest fight in history. Second reason why this is the biggest fight in history. Every single belt in boxing is on the line. Every single type of bragging rights is on the line. Every single fight fan and boxing fan will watch this fight. And this will be the first fight in history to take place in Las Vegas in a football stadium. The first fight ever in Allegiant Stadium. 60,000 screaming fans, mostly will be Mexicans. Shout out to my Mexican people. I love Mexico. I've been to Mexico, and it is the greatest country I have ever visited in my life. And funny enough, most of my subscribers are Mexican. Why? Maybe it's from Allah. Maybe because I love the Mexican people so much. God bless me with all you beautiful Mexican fans. But just because more than half of my audience are Mexican, that doesn't mean that I will be biased. I will always give it to you straight. And that is why I have been getting so much love and support from you beautiful people. When you talk about my fellow Arabs, my beautiful Mexican people, my beautiful American people, African Americans, Filipinos. I mean, I've been getting so many kind messages since I started uploading daily in like the last 6 to 7 weeks. I am truly humbled and appreciative of every single one of you. regardless of your nationality, regardless of your gender, looks, anything you can think of, ethnicity, whatever. I have so much appreciation to all of you because I'm going to be honest. We are on this journey together, and I promise you, God willing, in the very, very near future, nearer than you think, I will start going to all these events live and vlogging and taking you guys with me on this beautiful ride that we are on, that God has blessed you and me, us fellow boxing fans and combat sports fans, and we are all in this together. And not only are we all in this together, but we will all be watching this fight. And tune in, beautiful people, to my live stream for this fight. I'm going to be live streaming this entire card. And let's react together. Let's talk together. Let's communicate and let's have an absolute blast. Let's get shocked. Let's get surprised. Let's get happy. Let's get sad. We're going to experience, I believe, an absolute roller coaster of emotions on September 13. And my goodness, I can't wait for it. Now, getting back to why, in my opinion, this will be the biggest fight of all time. I mean, listen, we don't even need to talk about both men's purses. I mean, there's a reason why His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh, the pride of all the Middle Easterns around the world and all the Muslims around the world, there's a reason why the man is paying more than $250 million for this event. Isn't that crazy? When you actually think about it, one man is paying over $250 million for one event. Why? For you and me. For you and me to experience a once-in-a-lifetime fight. And you know what also Canelo Alvarez said in this interview? You know what the man also said? He said that Terence Crawford is one of the greatest fighters pound for pound. Why? Is because Canelo is a pound for pound great. And only a pound for pound great truly recognizes a fellow pound for pound great. I also recognize that Crawford is one of the greatest fighters of all time. But I'm not a pound for pound great. I'm not even a fighter. But I'm telling you, beautiful people, the more tape I watch of Canelo, when I hear someone now say that Canelo is a flat-footed Mexican or Canelo is a sloppy 5 or 6 round fighter, from the bottom of my heart, with all due respect, I don't believe that you have a single clue what you're saying or what you're talking about. And when I hear someone saying that, but Crawford is overrated, but Crawford is, what do they say about Crawford? What do they say? He's overrated, or I don't know. Whatever they say about Bud Crawford, whatever negative thing they say about Bud or Canelo, I will tell you this. I love you, I respect you, but you have no idea what you're watching or what you're talking about, I'm telling you. I've been watching combat sports for over a decade. Even though I'm still young, but I have been watching combat sports since I was a baby. UFC, Bellator, Pride, oh my goodness, boxing from the HBO days. Actually, the first fight I ever watched was Canelo versus Floyd. That was my first time ever watching and being emotionally invested in a fight. And I remember in the lead up to that fight, in the countdown, I remember Canelo's brother had a tattoo of September 13 of the fight. And hold on, isn't it crazy? Canelo and Bud will fight on September 13. That's actually insane. Nonetheless, getting back to it, when I saw Canelo's brother, I was like, you know what? Canelo's gonna destroy this old man. I didn't know anything about Floyd or Canelo, but I simply loved Canelo. I was like, man, this guy's young, he's hungry, he's confident, he's absolutely shredded. His brother is so confident, he tattooed the date of the fight. He's winning this fight. But then when the fight happened, it was such an anticlimactic result for me, because Canelo, it turned out that even though Canelo had a great record, but the man was still inexperienced and he was still growing in the sport. I mean, he only had a couple of fights in America before fighting Floyd. And I believe prime for prime, Floyd can't lace Canelo's, how can I say this? Floyd You can't compare him to the bottom of Canelo's shoe or Crawford's shoe. But that is just my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen. It takes much more to be called great or one of the greats. It's way more than just what you do for 36 minutes a couple of times a year for a few years. That's not how you become the greatest. What Canelo does inside and outside the ring is how you become the greatest. Canelo donated $30 million to the people of Gaza. You know what who would have done that? Muhammad Ali would have done that. You know what that says? That says that Canelo Alvarez, put him up there with them. Put him up there with the GOATs, him and Crawford. When you talk about their charisma inside the ring, when you talk about their skills, their attributes, what they do for their people, unlike others. And look at that scumbag who he's standing with now. I actually met him 8 or 9 years ago, the insecure little man. And if only I knew what I know now. But nonetheless, all I'm saying is this. This is the biggest fight in history. And I know he's dying, that jealous small man. I know he's so jealous. And I know that he's hoping and praying that this fight doesn't do well. But it's on Netflix. You and me are gonna watch it. It's gonna be one of the biggest fights in history, if not the biggest fight in history, and I cannot wait for it.